Hello, my name is Dr. Ufoma Wachuku and this is Relationship Matters. Have you been following our series? Today we are starting a new series on the gratitude effect in relationships. How does gratitude enhance or build relationships? As human beings, we all want to be appreciated. Okay, no matter how little the efforts that you are putting into a system or a relationship is, you would want to be appreciated. So that word thank you, people say, is one of the magic words. Thank you. So even if you are being paid, so you are employed or you employ somebody and the person is working for his or her salary, the attitude should not be that of, after all, I'm paying the person for the job he or she is doing. So you don't need to tell the person thank you. The person will feel more motivated if you say thank you, if you show appreciation. So gratitude is a motivating factor. What is gratitude? Gratitude simply means a show of appreciation or thankfulness, appreciating somebody for the little or the much that he or she has done. Sometimes people do not show gratitude because they feel, like I said, entitlement mentality. So is it not his responsibility to pay the house rent? Why should I say thank you? Is it not her responsibility to cook the food? So why should I say thank you? At other times, the reason why people don't show gratitude is because they feel the person has not done much. Okay, he has done something, but he has not really done so much. That's why. So I was counseling two sisters the other day, and the elder one was like, she's the one that provides the food and all that, and she does not even say thank you. And the younger one says, a lot of times there's no food to eat in the house, so why should I say thank you? But even if it is only once in a week that there is food available to eat, at least you should then say thank you to the person that made that possible. So there would always be friction and conflict if we don't show appreciation or if we have entitlement mentality. Okay, so we are going to be looking today at the benefits of gratitude. But before then, do you know that there is a neuroscience that talks about the effect of gratitude in relationships? So it has been found out that when there is gratitude either in giving or receiving, because sometimes persons too find it difficult to receive appreciation, so they just feel, oh, what have I done? Yes, gladly receive gratitude. So giving and receiving gratitude has effect. So researchers have shown that there's release of hormones like dopamine, which is called the feel good hormone. So if somebody tells you thank you for doing this or that. So today I usually send SMS or WhatsApp messages to friends on the first days of the month. So as I sent that of today, a friend replied and said, for years you have always remembered me on the first day of every month. That is phenomenal, and it made me feel good. Do you understand? So it made me feel good. So even if I had considered, I beg, I won't send messages on the first of every month again, that response has made me feel good, and it will make me feel like continuing. So dopamine is released when you receive appreciation. Again, serotonin is released. It makes you to be calmer. Oxytocin, which is called the cuddle hormone that brings about intimacy and bonding, is also released when there is gratitude. Do you understand? But aside that, for you, the person that is giving the gratitude also, it gives you mental health. That's why the Bible tells us in Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 that be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayers and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding. So if you are the ungrateful type that is always looking out for the negative things, you are going to always be anxious, you are always going to be critical, it will also affect your mental health. But people that are grateful, it's not as if they are not experiencing the negatives, but they choose to focus rather on the positive, which has to do simply with perspective. Like I was sharing with them today in the church. So if a cup is filled halfway with water, you can decide to see it as half empty or half full. The person seeing it as half empty is looking more at the negative part, whereas the person that is seeing it as half full is looking at it from the positive perspective. So if you have a positive aspect to life, as the year comes to an end in your relationships and all that, okay, the person might not have done perfectly well, or you might not have gotten everything that you have been expecting, but at least thank you. And as humans, sometimes we fault in the aspect of we only notice when the person does the negative, and then we make comments, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do this? We forget to also notice and make positive comments when the person does the positive thing. So it makes the person always feel as if, oh, so I'm that bad, I have nothing good to contribute. So a few days ago, I had to consciously call my receptionist at my private place. And I told her, thank you that you're always having to make water available in the office. Because for a few weeks now, our car broke down, and then we're not able to, and then the water that is supposed to be available at the plaza, because it's dry season, water is not flowing. So we're expected to be bringing water from home, but then the car is down. And so she has been taking it upon herself to ensure that water is available in that office to keep the place clean. So I should not always only notice it when she didn't do something well. I had to take out time to appreciate her for ensuring that she makes water available to keep the place clean. So I believe that would motivate her to do more, even if she just like, this one I'm always having to go get water somewhere. So that is how gratitude helps relationships. Now, a study was done by Wong et al. In 2018. A set of people that needed mental health. So group A, they were grouped into two. Group A, in addition to the therapy they were receiving, they were made to be doing daily journaling of gratitude. Just think of something you are grateful for each day and write it down. Group B, in addition to the therapy, they were made to be putting down negative things like what they were not happy about, criticisms each day. At the end of the research period, it was discovered that those that were positive, those that had positive attitude, they recovered faster. Their response was a lot better than the ones that were negative. So what is your attitude? How grateful are you in your relationship to your partner? So instead of always pointing it out when the person does what is negative, it will go a long way to build that relationship if you mention it when the person also does the good things, and the person will be motivated to do more. So what are the effects? What are the advantages of gratitude in relationships? I'm going to be mentioning a few. How does gratitude affect relationships? So, of course, it brings about positivity. Like I said, the fact that you are grateful for something does not mean that the person, there's no negative aspect. Just like the Bible says, be thankful in all things. We should give thanks. This is the will of God. So it could be bad times, it could be good times, but all works together for good. So gratitude removes your attention from the negative and makes you more positive. And what you appreciate, we definitely appreciate. So if you are putting your focus more on the positives and appreciating the positives, it will appreciate and get better. But if your focus is on the negative, that negative will also be magnified, and it will lead to the meltdown of the relationship. Another thing is, when you are grateful for the little, the person has a tendency to do more. Yes, because if you are grateful for the little, just like Jesus told the people, so 10 persons were healed and one came back to say thank you. For that one that came back, he was not just healed of that particular condition, but was made completely whole. So wholeness in every aspect of life was what that person got. The others just had healing of a particular ailment. So when you are grateful, the person tends to get motivated to do more than you are grateful for. It increases intimacy. I already told us that when you are grateful, hormones are released, oxytocin is released. It brings about intimacy. It fosters better communication too, because of course you have to communicate gratitude. Somebody said, don't just say thank you. Don't just, in fact, my coach said, don't, Coach Wendy Ologe, don't just say thank you. Don't just say thanks. Rather, say thank you for. So you should be able to mention exactly what the person did. Thank you for taking out time to help me do the dishes. Thank you for taking out time to help me do this. Thank you for paying for the rent. Not just thank you, not just thanks. So you should be conscious. That's where the issue of journaling. So we, in another series, shall be looking at some of the ways you can show gratitude and be more practical with gratitude in your relationships. And then the next thing I also want to talk about, the effect of gratitude, is that when you are grateful, it helps with conflict resolution. A number of times where there are conflicts, one of such reasons could be that actually you are focusing more on the negative aspect of that person. But when you are positive, you have empathy, you are able to listen more. Do you understand? When you are grateful too, you are able to listen more, you are able to focus on the good things that the person has done, and then it will help with resolution of conflicts. In our next edition, we shall be taking it a step further on the issue of the gratitude effect in relationships. Have you been blessed? Would you want to share this with a friend? Why not share this right away? And if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do that right now and turn on the notification button. Till our next edition, it's bye from me, and be grateful.